Welcome back, everybody, to BodyBags. I'm Critterbuster, and this is Foreign Horror Month here on BodyBags channel. And today I'm reviewing StageFright from 1987. This is an Italian film, and it was put out by Blue Underground on DVD and is also available on Blu-ray. The film is about a music rehearsal group, or a group that's going into like a musical, stage musical, dance thing, or whatever it is that they're doing. And the main person that's like the lead role in the dance number wears like this owl head, and you can actually see the owl here on the back. He wears that as a mask, and the dance routine is about a prostitute who gets murdered. That's the only thing I could get from it. That's all I figured out what the dance was about. But anyways, two of the dance members, like one of them injures her leg, so she leaves to go get some help, and the closest place nearby is like a psychiatric hospital, so she thinks there might be a doctor that can help her with her ankle there. So they go in, and of course the doctor helps her out, and while she's there, she sees a psychiatric facility, and there's a guy staying in there who used to be an actor, and he pretty much escapes, hides in the person's car, and rides back to the stage rehearsal place with them. When they get back to the actual place, to the theater, the director or whatever he was gets frustrated that the people left the building, and he says, "No one's going to leave anymore. We're locking you in for the night so we can finish this rehearsal." And so he locks all the doors, and but not before the psychiatric guy gets back. Man, I'm having a tough time talking today. But the guy from the psychiatric hospital gets into the building just before the doors get locked, and he kills the main guy. That's the lead, and he takes the owl head costume or whatever. And from that point on, it's just pretty much like a straight up slasher film where everybody is just running around the theater trying to run away from the killer. And this is a pretty violent, bloody film, actually. There's a lot of gore in here. Now, to me, it feels like the first half of the movie feels like a giallo film, and the second half feels like an American slasher movie, which is weird because it's almost like the guy who directed it, Michael Soave, it's almost like he wanted to make a giallo film, but was influenced to do so by American slashers. So it's really odd. There's a lot of shots in here that is very, very reminiscent of the giallo shots with, up close shots of people's eyes moving as they're staring somewhere. A lot of point of view of running and things like that. But then, of course, you get the straight up slasher feel from whenever the people are running away from the slasher, they'll run into a room and the body will fall and fall down onto them and stuff. But it's almost like a blend between the two, like half giallo, half slasher, so it's really hard to distinguish which one it's trying to be. I think it feels more like a slasher movie than it does a giallo, but anybody can argue the point of that. I highly recommend this movie. It's kind of odd that the first thing you see in the entire movie is the costume that the main killer is going to wear throughout the rest of the film. It's kind of odd. They kind of play it a little differently like that. No slasher movie usually does. They usually wait till the end to show you who the actual killer is. But you see the costume and everything right off the bat at the very beginning of it. But like I said, it's the one thing that happens in this movie that played against tradition too is after the first incident occurs, they call the police, and the police get there and tell them that everything's going to be okay. They'll find the killer and that they can finish the rehearsal. But in the meantime, they're going to keep two police officers parked out front of the theater until everything is okay, until they are able to leave for the next day. And the entire time, it keeps going, throughout the movie, it keeps going back to those cops sitting in their car, talking, trying to fix stuff in their car and everything like that, just waiting for something to happen or make sure everything's okay. So you get this feeling like at some point in the time, the killer's going to go outside and kill the two cops, and then the main person is going to try to escape, get out there to think she's okay because there's cops, and then realize they're dead and she won't be able to get away. But that doesn't happen in this film. The cops sit there the entire movie, and At the very end of it, the girl finds a key to get out of the building. She runs over, and the police are still sitting there, and they help her. They get her to safety, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the end of the movie. The one thing I will say, though, about the ending is that it has a horrible ending, I think. Really stupid ending. Once the lady gets to the police officers, all the police, and it gets like the next day, and all the police are there with backup and everything. And the lady gets took to the hospital and gets fixed, and you realize that they did not catch the killer. Then as she's sitting in the hospital, she looks down and she's like, "Oh, I lost my watch. Where's my watch? Oh, I must have left it at the theater." So she goes back to the theater, which has now been closed down because of everything, and the police are no longer there. And she finds the guy who runs the building, and she gets him to let her inside so she can go back and get her watch. And then while she's in there, the killer runs out of nowhere, and the guy who let her in, who had the keys, shoots the killer. It was stupid. Like, why did they have to have that as the ending of it? There was no need for her to go back there to get that watch. They never made anything. I don't know if they mentioned why that watch was so important to her or not. Maybe I missed it, but if the police searched the entire building, they would have found the killer. There's no doubt about it. But apparently they didn't search anything. I don't know what the deal was, why he was still in there, why he didn't die, because he was pretty much burned to death. But anyways, it had a horrible ending. But I really liked this movie. I thought the movie was really, really good. Like I said, the special effects were top notch, very violent, very bloody. And like I said, it's mainly like a blend between a giallo and a slasher movie. So if you guys get a chance, check out StageFright, put out by Blue Underground. I think you guys will really enjoy it if you're a slasher movie or a giallo fan. If you are a slasher fan or a giallo fan, man, I cannot talk today. This is horrible for me. But thanks, guys, for watching this review. I hope it was satisfactory enough for you, since I couldn't speak. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll check back with you next Tuesday for another review here on BodyBags. See ya.